On J. Cole's viral interview with Camron on Talk with Flea, he just revealed that he could have signed with G Unit, but his pants was too tight. People believe that 50 Cent dropped the ball on not signing J. Cole early on in his career due to his pants being too tight. I think this is a cold word to say that Cole was just too soft for his liking.
At one point in time, 50, I think Shy Money and shout to G Unit Hove from Queens.
Right.
They was trying to put, I think, 50 on my shit. You know what I mean? This is around the time right before when I was knowing Mark, before Jay had heard my shit, and I think they played my shit for 50.
A lot of people feel like 50 made a huge mistake just because J. Cole turned out to be one of the biggest rap artists in the last 20 years. So does 50 really regret these things? Listen, we gonna break all this down, but I need y'all to hit the like button and hit the hype button, cause we about to get deep.
Got up on some ball shit and linked up with the man.
Oh, champ. Run up these likes, and make sure you hit the hype button, because the hype button does help the channel in a huge way. Listen, man, J. Cole is making a big reveal right now on social media. The web is going crazy, man. J. Cole says that 50 didn't sign him because his pants was too tight. In all honesty, are we surprised by Fifth not signing J. Cole? Because if we being honest, why in the world would someone like 50 Cent sign J. Cole? J. Cole does not fit the G Unit aesthetic. I repeat, J. Cole does not fit the G Unit aesthetic. People who are signed to 50's G Unit label have street ties for the most part, or self-proclaimed street rappers. You have never in history seen any Shea Moisturizer rappers a part of G Unit, and you won't. In my personal opinion, I feel like 50 telling J. Cole that his jeans is too tight is low-key also a way of him saying, champ, you not built for this here label. This label, what we got going on, our movement, is just not for you, champ. Mind you, this is during the time when Fifth is at war with Jimmy Henchman, who was now incarcerated for the rest of his life. I don't think J. Cole ever wanted to be around anything like that, or had any idea that that was really going on. Because if we're gonna be honest, J. Cole is a backpack rapper. He's more for the nerd side of rap, and that's okay, man. There's a niche for that. It just ain't G Unit, man. This is street stuff we talking about. We talking about a real gangster rapper here. It's like 50 Cent signing Lupe Fiasco. He just wouldn't do that because, again, that is an artist that fits a whole different genre of rap that has nothing to do with what G Unit has going on. So a lot of people feel like 50 Cent dropped the ball, right? But J. Cole would have never ever been the J. Cole of today if he was ever to sign with G Unit. Not only does he not fit in and trying to be friends with everybody, but his career would have easily been cut short, because the same reasons why 50 Cent cuts people off would have been the same exact reason why J. Cole's career would have fell flat being signed to G Unit. This is the guy that wants to hug everybody, even his enemies. He's not fit. He doesn't fit the criteria to be a member of G Unit or a G Unit artist, so to speak. Imagine apologizing after you dropped the diss record and etc. trying to make peace. This isn't what Fifth stands for, and this for damn sure is not what G Unit would ever stand for. Imagine J. Cole doing this as a G Unit artist. You understand why this is a bad investment on 50's behalf if he did this? You just gotta do simple math. Yeah, J. Cole is one of the biggest artists in the last 20 years in hip hop. That's a given, right? However, he just wouldn't have been that J. Cole if 50 signed him. He just wouldn't be that guy. He signed to Jay-Z. At the time, Jay-Z had Rihanna, Kanye West. This is more of J. Cole's lane, all right? Kanye is a nerd turned into the cool stylist guy. That's more of J. Cole's lane. he could have never been a G-Unit soldier. You don't see J. Cole and say, hey, this is clearly a G-Unit soldier. Nobody thinks that. And if you do, hey, maybe you need to be evaluated, because champ, simple math is easy. I'm just saying. But J. Cole got on Talk with Flea on Killer Camron's podcast, and he had this to say about him not getting signed to G-Unit. Take a look.
How did you get your first deal? What's the process of that?
Okay. Damn, this was the days when having a deal mattered, right? Like, this was still I'm the last one of that generation. Me, Kendrick, Drake, we the last ones from the generation where a deal mattered. Your generation, a deal mattered.
Absolutely.
You get a nice nigga like Cam or a nice nigga like Mace, and you get them a deal in a situation.
That absolutely matters.
They have a shot.
Right.
Nowadays, it's like, bro, if you just do the right online campaign, you can blow without the labels. But right. I'm the last generation of that. So I moved to New York. I went to St. John's to be around the music industry. I'm from Fayetteville. Ain't no music industry there.
Right.
Two dudes, as a group, my mentors, they call Bombshell. Like, they like a almost. They was so fucking good. Right. Imagine the best group from Harlem, but they never made it. You know what I mean? Like that, they that in Fayetteville.
Got you.
And I peeped like, oh, they didn't make it, not because they wasn't good enough, but because they wasn't around shit.
Right.
Back then you had to be around. So I'm like, yo, I'm gonna go to school in New York to be around it. So after some years of being there, I'm like, damn, I gotta get my foot in the door. And I gotta shout out my man. His name is Mike Rooney. He's Corey Rooney's nephew. Okay. But he not like a nepotism nephew. He damn near his uncle. He ain't get it off the strength of his uncle.
Right.
You know what I mean? If anything, his uncle might have made it harder for him, you know, from what I understand. And he had to get it on his own. And he heard I had a song called School Days. And he heard this shit on my MySpace. It's a long story, but he ended up connecting me with Kirk Lightburn, a dude that's like really tight with Mark Pitts. Right. So Mark Pitts, it heard.
Shout out to Mark.
Shout out to Mark Pitts, Gucci the Don. It's like, he heard Lights Please, the song I got called Lights Please, and he saw the vision. Right. And he brought me in. And eventually he ended up taking it to Jay. Okay. You know what I mean? And Jay like heard it. Mind you, this is a year after I waited outside. Right. It was a baseline to Rock the Mic for Jay trying to pass him a beat CD. Right. You know what I mean? And he ain't take the shit. He like kind of dubbed me. Right. And it taught me a lesson like, nigga, you ain't gonna get it like that. Yeah, that's not how you want to get it. Right. And a year later, via Mark Pitts, you know what I mean? Mark had the vision to take me to Jay, and Jay heard it, saw the vision, and signed me.
Right. Is there anybody before Jay that you seen that celebrity-wise the man shut you down, or your mom was just strictly get the Rock Nation or Jay-Z or whatever?
You know what? Rock Nation didn't exist at that time, but me standing outside for Jay, it wasn't me trying to get a deal. Right. I make beats too, so it's like, in my mind, I'm like, damn, I seen Kanye like got in with the producing shit first. Right. Maybe that's an end for me. And the news had dropped that Jay was working on American Gangster. Okay. You know what I mean? But the article was saying he wasn't necessarily done. Like, so in my mind, I'm like, I'm ambitious. You know what I mean? I believe in myself. So I'm like, shit, I was at work. I'm like, yo, as soon as I got home, I made 2 beats, threw a hook on one, put 7 other beats on the CD. I put the American Gangster cover on it. Like, I slid that shit in the CD book over my volume 3. I had a volume 3 or volume 2. So I took the cover out, put his American Gangster cover in, black and white, little printed version, and stood outside trying to get him a beat CD with a hook on it, thinking if he in my mind, he was gonna go upstairs, put the CD in, hear it, go get that young kid from outside, you know what I mean? So I thought that, I wasn't even thinking about it signing to Jay-Z. I was just thinking like, oh, maybe I can get my beats off, you know what I mean, and get on like that. I only thought about signing a Def Jam or to a label. I never thought about a Jay-Z or something like that, but it worked out for me.
But that's what I'm saying. Was it nobody ever said, fuck out of here? Did you see anybody else celebrity-wise that you may have tried to get on to, but that was just your focus?
Nah. I will say, no, nobody ever shitted on me or dubbed me. Right. But I do know that at one point in time, 50, I think Shy Money and shout to G-Unit Hove from Queens. Right. They was trying to put, I think, 50 on to my shit. You know what I mean? This is around the time, right before, when I was knowing Mark, before Jay had heard my shit, and I think they played my shit for 50. And what I was told his response was like, mind you, I had like I had this song called Lost Ones, I had Lights Please, I had Simba, I had hard shit too, like where you could tell I could really rap. Right. And I think 50 reaction from what I heard was, can't sign this nigga, his jeans too tight.
You going off the image, right?
Right. I mean, I
Right.
get it too, because
Right.
I mean, guess what? That shit wouldn't have made no sense, me going to G Unit, you know what I
Right.
mean? But shout to Shot Money, you know what I mean, and Hov, who seen the vision.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So it appears that even Cole realizes it wouldn't have made no sense for him to be signed to G Unit and agrees with 50 sentiments 1000%. And I remember Lights Please. That was probably the first J. Cole song I've ever heard in my life. It was cool, you know what I'm saying? Wasn't like really for me, because again, I'm not a big J. Cole guy, but I respect, you know, what he's developed, his fan base, his culture. I respect all that, but yeah, man, I wouldn't expect Fifth to ever sign anybody making songs like that. But again, to me, I don't feel like Fifth fumbled the bag. I don't feel like he dropped the ball. I think he did exactly what he was supposed to do, because there's a certain image you gotta have for the unit, champ, and J. Cole just ain't got it, champ. I ain't gonna lie. Not every style of rap will mesh well, man. Certain styles gotta be separate. Gotta be with people that they actually resonate with or can mesh with, that would make the music sound proper. You dig? So I don't see how people on the internet is saying that Fifth is a bozo, he should have signed. Listen, y'all don't understand business. For anyone saying that, yeah, I don't understand business, champ. It's easy to say that he should have signed this guy, but who's to say that it would have been the same result as of today, that he would have been this mega star, right? He would have never been the J. Cole of today if he was signed to G Unit. It's pretty simple. Where you are developed at matters a lot, champ. The team around you, all right, whether these people resonate with what you're doing, this all matters. There's more to it than just someone becoming a star like J. Cole, all right? There has to be things at play that make sense, and clearly him and the unit doesn't make any sense. However, 50 Cent did bring J. Cole on his final lap tour about 3 years ago. He did do that. So clearly there's no bad blood between the two, champ. It ain't like Fifth tried to shame Cole. He just realized that he couldn't sign Cole, champ. It just makes sense. That's all that it is, but no love lost, champ. Alright, J. Cole wants to be friends with everybody, and that's just not how things go with G Unit. Not only that, the type of raps that J. Cole makes just ain't fit for a G Unit. It's pretty simple, champ. Can the man rap? Sure, yeah, he can rap. Alright, but it's just different genres, man. Different energy. It's just not the same. It seems like this whole J. Cole interview in general just opened up doors that really don't need to be opened. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, this is a cool little segment and what have you, but all these other things, these arguments about beefs of the past and him talking about his apology, man, I don't want to hear that, and I don't think anybody else wants to hear that, alright? I think that that's just lame and corny, bro. You did what you did, okay, let's leave that in the past, shall we? Let's not bring up the most regurgitated conversation of the last 2 years, because to me it doesn't make sense. It's a waste of time, a wasted effort. I don't want to hear it. Most people don't want to hear it, and for the people that do want to hear it, I gotta say that y'all are weird, man. It's just certain conversations that have been just oversaturated, like completely too much, to the point that it's like mentally tiring. I think that conversation, which I can't even mention, needs to just be left right where it's at in the past. We shall never bring this up ever again, and I mean ever again. But salute to J. Cole for, you know, not getting sued and actually going through with the interview with Camron and what have you, because it looked like for a second there, champ, you were about to be in some legal trouble. I ain't gonna lie. But gang, how do y'all feel about this, man? Do y'all think Fifth dropped the ball when it came to J. Cole potentially signing him before Jay-Z got a chance to? Listen, Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comment sections, man. If you are brand new to the man's channel, I need you to make sure you hit the subscribe button right away. Turn on your notification bells to get all of the man's updates. Smash that like button and make sure you hit the hype button because it does help the channel in a major way. And one more thing before we get all the way up out of here. You ready, gang? It's the mayor. The one and only New York Mayor F. Mom Donnie, and you're rocking with the town favorite Showface News. It's Big Gotham, and you already know it's the town versus everybody at all times. Y'all hit the like button and the hype button, gang. I'm up out of here. Salute.